Well, that right there took all that factory denim whatever junk off. Pretty good. Yeah. Alright, starting to get the paint off. I'm just taking my time. What I'm using is one of them polycarbonate discs on my drill right here. You can get them for your angle grinder too. I like the way the drill handles up. It's pretty comfortable right there. And of course, I'm taking a hand brake because this is hard on my hands doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the beginning. Just want to show you that right there. That'll get a good portion of it off. And just got to go easy and watch your edges because that'll tear it right up if you get up on the edge, starts catching it in there. But I got right up to this round flanged edge just fine. And we can already see there was rust in some of these spots that was not showing underneath the paint yet. So it's good that I mean, this is why you take this stuff down. If you start seeing some rust, you probably got more up underneath your paint that hadn't shown up yet. So this one I'm going to be doing is getting this fixed. Now we can see her hole right there. Holes right there. All right, almost ready for that. That's as clean as it's going to get. So I'm going to get it for this upper part in here. Just need to wipe it down real good. And then, like I said, do the rust reformer on there. And this takes, I think it's 24 hours to cure up. That's fine because I'll probably get that wiped down tonight. You know, it's after work. I busted that out, get that wiped down tonight, get this on there. And then tomorrow, I'll be able to come back and prime, or actually I need to fill holes in there. So that'll be probably what I do tomorrow is find my holes and fill them. All right, just shot it. Yeah, our lighting's a little but we'll live. So it's drying up right now. You can hear my fan probably on. Got a box fan up there in the attic. That's my attic fan. And then door's open. So we're gonna let this air out and do its thing. And then I can come back and start, like I said, start tackling these. Do that. Holes, right? Good way to find them right there. Okay, moving to the inside. Got the YouTube pause as listening to DV, his latest video. All right, up in there. If I actually get the light around the side of the camera, yeah, look at that. That definitely needs to be addressed. That's pretty nasty. So I'm going to be focused on killing the rust in here first. Get all this seam seal stuff out right there. Get all this cleaned up before I tackle the backside. See, the backside, I got that rust reformer, and as far as being in the garage and everything, we're good for now. But I think I'm going to turn to this. It's mainly those seams right there on both sides. The rest of it, I think it's going to be pretty good, but I might go in and pick some of this seam sealer stuff out and make sure there's nothing hidden back in there while I'm in here. But overall, in not too bad a condition. Get all this yucky stuff off. And that's what we're about to do next. Okay, I got that roughed in pretty good. Now, that's kind of a tight area, so I have my little attachment to my, I would say Dremel, but it's a Craftsman rotary tool. There we go. So I have this attachment here, and I'm going to be using various tools in this kit to try to get as much of the crud out and loose rust as possible. And I'm not trying to get all the rust out because that's what the rust reformer is for, right? So I'll be dusting it with that, and then whenever my seam sealer comes in, I'll seal it up with that part there. And of course the holes I'll be using, walk over here. Where'd it go? It's down here somewhere. Hidden back here. I'll be using my Dynaglass fiberglass filler. That actually does seal water. You can also use the Bondo 1, 2. It's the same thing. It's your fiberglass filler. Those actually seal out the water. So, and they maintain flexibility. So I kind of like using those. That'll patch those holes up. Then I can come through and prime and paint. But right now we're just trying to get the rust taken care of. So let's take a peek over here. All right, that's the crud I got out already. You can see I've been working that area right there. I haven't started on that yet, but that's surface rust there. I used various of the wire wheels. I got the little shorter ones, which are more aggressive. Those will get some of that area. Then I had to just go to a bigger diameter and just started running it up against here to get some of that out. And now I'm just ready for that smaller size. So with the Dremel, I should be able to get some of this stuff in here. I'm gonna peel some of this back and see if we're rusting. The red there is like a foam material sealer they used. So anyways, and I just need to check like spots right here. Got a little surface rust, so I'll need to clean that and do the rust reformer on that, and just get rid of all the rust before I come in and get this sealed up. Okay, I was looking for my other light and it's hiding from me. So that's as cleaned up as I'm going to do this. On here, light's like right in the way. I've come back a little bit to make for sure that there's no rust back behind there, and I'm happy with that, so that's where the rust stops. So I got a little bit more cleanup to do on here, but I'm about to put the Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus all in this area to kill that rust off. And I'll probably put my tape on the back of these holes here, that way it kind of feels, oh, there's some holes up in there too I didn't even see. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to get it ready for that and put that on there and let that start curing. Okay, I just used a little bit of this in that one area, so I didn't use my scoop and dip method because I would waste more than what I was using. But here's a little trick right here. Put your tape on there, because if this stuff gets in this ring, it'll seal the lid on there. I mean, you can see how much I've used that, right? About halfway through it, and I've had the lid on and off, I don't know how many times doing it. All right, lacquer thinner is what I'm using to clean this up with. I'm already done. Using just a nylon brush right here. Just, you know, something cheap right there. I found those at Sutherland's. I can't find them anywhere else in town. Let's look at what we got here. Now, I'm not trying to fill the gap up. I'm just trying to cover all the rust in there. Everywhere that I found rust, and I got seam sealer on the way to fill that gap. All right, yep. Gonna get to cleaning up. I had seam sealer on the way. Ordered it from Rock Auto with the heater core and all that stuff. But the shipping company decided to ship it back to Rock Auto. So I got all my money back, but I had to, you know, reorder that. So it'll get here when it gets here, right? But that's what we got going on. Once that cures up good, then, like I said, I'll seam sealer that and then go through and do all my painting and actually lizard skin, and then do a coat of paint on it so it's all nice and black. All right, doesn't that look better right there? So that's our coat. That ain't doing holes. Even got down in there. Now this stuff here, let me go to the outside, I'll show you. Where we do the cowl, the narrow side, when I do the cowl in here and I do the internal frame coating in here, right, I can get down inside that cavity. That's where that was, where I put that inside, that's right in here. I can snake it down in there and do that. So I'll cover up the appropriate holes so it doesn't just go anywhere, everywhere. And I'll do that number and kind of do the same thing down in through here, and that way I can get all the coating in here. And I'll do this other side. Now you notice I didn't do this trick on that side because, well, I kind of learned and I listened to comments and it's like, oh yeah, that probably wasn't the brightest thing to do right there. But it'll be covered up. Okay, got the kitty hair on the holes I'm going to fill in. The little ones on the side, which I don't think there's any pinholes in here, I'm going to re-seam seal that little seal on there inside and out. Over on this side, filled out that big hole that we had right in there. And like I said, I'm not going to do the ones in here because I'm going to seam seal inside and outside on that right there, right? Okay, so there was one more little hole on the inside that I kind of did over there. So that's what we got. That's our update. Seam sealer will be in a few days. So until then, I'm going to start pulling off this crud up here, that insulation. Start to get this cleaned off up here and scuffed down. All that surface rust area we see in there, that light rust, I'm going to go ahead and just do rust reformer on it. So I want to get all that off, which there's not that much of that stuff to get off. And like I said, scuff it and then do that. Oh, yeah, put my tape back there because I want this side to be smooth. I can sand the other side. All right, a little cool in the shop. Got the heater on there, fans on, so when the heat comes up, I'm cycling it out, trying to get it warm enough to do a little bit of seam sealer. And I didn't have my light on. So I still need to go in and scuff that and clean it, where I'm going to put that up in the edge right up there, and then of course the same for the other side. That'll have the seam sealer done. Magnetic base not working properly there. All right, lights are on this time. Seam sealer is in, and I have a shadow, but I got another light. Got that down in there. It's a little reflective, so it might look like there's some gaps in it, but even got that bead up in there too. And did my outside stuff down through there. Got those holes filled in, all that good stuff. Both sides over here. And do we see any pinholes? No, we don't. So that's filled in. Also, where it was separating, kind of pinched it together and put some on that too. And of course, the inside over here is also done. All right, well, I think that's all we're gonna do on this for this video. Got the heater on right behind me, fans on, getting this heat circulated. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get one of them Milk House little electric heaters I can plug in. That's something I feel safe doing overnight, and make sure this is secured. And that's it. That's all we got. The next phase is going to be getting everything ready for the lizard skin to go on. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow. But that'll tidy this one up. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time on Broken Tool Garage.